This is a Deplorable production.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal Jazz McKay. You know, the Deplorable Patriot. Oh, and by the way, happy 4th of July, Independence Day, everyone. Just when you think there's no hope for the future generations of Americans, a 9-year-old kid comes along and literally lays waste to the cult of the Branch Covidians. I mean, it's inspiring. I mean, a deplorable patriotism and common sense at its best, which are two things, by the way, that are rather rare indeed with the youth of America today. I've got that coming up for you, but first...
Before we go any further, please subscribe to this channel, like and share this video. Also, please visit our website at www.thedeplorablepatriot.com. There's a link in the comments below.
I am happy to report to you today that they are still making real, honest-to-God Americans these days. For this 4th of July, 2021, I take great pride in presenting to you 9-year-old Nova Lee from Lakeville, Minnesota, who explains exactly what it's like to attend school during this COVID hysteria.
Child abuse, according to Minnesota. Failure to protect a child from conditions or actions that seriously endanger the child's physical or mental health. In the physical abuse section, number 5 is extremely interesting. Unreasonable interference with a child's breathing. Let that sink in. My name is Novely. I'm 9 years old and attend elementary school in Lakeville, Minnesota. I am done with the tyrannical Governor Walz sitting on his throne using teachers, principals, adults, children, and fear to control us. 2020 school started and I could not wear a mask. My parents decided to try distant learning for my siblings and I. The isolation was horrible. Within months, I could no longer see a reason to live or a purpose to my life. I went to therapy and that did not help. It did not help because making sense out of nonsense doesn't work any way you stretch it. Our family decided I would be going back in January. I had to wear a mask. A little secret though, it was a mesh breathable mask, meaning it was so thin I could actually drink water through it. That was still restricting and very difficult to wear all day. My friends and I even have tricks to breathe. Some of them are continuously drinking water, putting your head down and your arms on your desk so you can take your mask off, wearing a hoodie and putting the hood on and pulling the strings so tight the teachers can't see your face so you can take your mask off. Back in school, I really enjoyed my teacher. He was very nice to me. By week 2, the trouble started. We joke in our family that I'm starring in an 80s rebel movie. There were weeks I was in the principal's office every day, sometimes for hours. I was chased and actually grabbed by staff. One person literally tried to physically put a mask on my face. Another time, all 5 lunch monitors surrounded me, yelling at me to put my mask on, telling me to stop making rude comments, telling me to stop being so disrespectful, stop talking, to put my mask on. I was silent and did not move. They were wild dogs circling me, their prey. I was being bullied by grown adults. The entire 4th grade was watching in horror. Staff used my friends to intimidate me to put my mask on. How, you ask? They would simply withhold going in for lunch, starting a game at gym, or starting a fun activity. They would say, "Class, please tell Novely how hungry you are and how she needs to wear her mask so you can go in and eat." My classmates would yell at me. Some would swear. The staff would just sit and wait. The fake fear of COVID infiltrated our schools, causing stress levels to skyrocket, causing divides between teachers, students, and breaking friendships. Everyone always looks so miserable and stressed all the time. I just wanted to learn. I actually really like school and love to learn. Every day I feel like I was getting harassed just for trying to breathe. No one was listening. No one seemed to care that we were all struggling. They acted like COVID was just knocking on the window waiting to pounce on the first maskless person it sees. We all know that is not true for our age group. I know it best of all. My two older siblings are profoundly disabled. They have been exposed to COVID about 5 times in special education and haven't gotten it. They can't wear masks ever. All of this pandemic creates a more faceless society, takes the fun out of everything, weakening immune systems, inciting bullying, causing fear of everything. Children today are not being taught to be bold and persevere. They are taught to be fearful, fear the air they breathe, the friends they have, or that they will kill people with their germs. We are not grooming bold, critical thinking leaders, amazing inventors, risk takers, or problem solvers. We are killing and crushing human spirit, all in the name of safety, fear, and guilt. Walls keeps extending his powers to control us. Emergency powers were not in place so one man could do this. It has to stop. I have twin siblings, Ophelia and Hollis, age 6 in kindergarten. Hollis woke up with this nightmare after being in school for 2 months, struggling every single day, terrified of all the masked, faceless people at his school, and finally was able to articulate it through a dream. Mom and Dad threw me into a cage with monsters. They had no eyes, no mouth, and red. The monsters killed me by scratching me, and I ended up back where I was before. Then the monsters invaded the world. Ophelia, my sister, was coming into the tragedy. I tried so hard to pull her out, but Mom and Dad kept pushing us in. I got a crowbar and got us out. It was too late. The monsters invaded and destroyed the world. I ask you, Dr. Jensen, when you become governor, how will you keep your head about you and not let power control your decisions? How will you continue to work for the people of Minnesota and never let this happen again? Courage is contagious, so be courageous.
Now that is a great example of deplorable patriotism from a 9-year-old, no less. It's like I always say, evil is powerless when the good are fearless, and Nova Lee is fearless. Now, whatever reasons that the liberal ruling class has for continuing to inflict these useless mask mandates on us, one thing's for sure, they're not trying to improve our health. Any American who wants to get the COVID-19 vaccine has already had it, for the love of Pete. And for young children, and I'm quoting here from the CDC, the risk of serious complications is higher for the flu than COVID-19. Folks, there is no medical reason whatsoever for children to wear COVID masks. I mean, study after study after study proves this. In fact, they're unhealthy. A group of parents in Gainesville, Florida recently sent 6 masks off to a lab at the University of Florida. They asked them to analyze the contaminants that were found inside these masks after they had been worn. The pathogens that they found in those masks cause pneumonia, tuberculosis, meningitis, something called keratitis, food poisoning, Lyme disease, Legionnaire's disease. The list just goes on and on. There are harmful pathogens all around us, and collecting them up on our faces and then rebreathing them for hours on end, that can't be healthy. Look, I'm just a tap dancing monkey with a little YouTube channel, and even I know that. And if we ever figure out why children are being forced to wear them anyway, we'll have all kinds of new insight into the psychopathology of the authoritarian tyranny and central control that has engulfed our nation. At this point, it's so simple, it's stupid. These masks are nothing but a symbol. They're a symbol of compliance. Has nothing to do with health whatsoever. And forcing children to wear these things? Buddy, that's child abuse. period. Share this video and spread the word. My name is Jazz McKay, the Deplorable Patriot. God bless America and death to the New World Order. I will see you.
Thanks for watching. Remember to like this video, subscribe to this channel, share to your social media, and leave nasty comments below. Also, please take a moment and visit our website at www.thedeplorablepatriot.com. God bless America and death to the New World Order. The time is way overdue to cancel the cancel culture. Embracing our liberties and speaking our minds is the best way to counter the woke cancel culture. And if you've been looking for a source for reliable news and opinion geared towards real conservatives and libertarians, I've got good news. Introducing the deplorablepatriot.com, a news and information website dedicated to the working hard, playing hard men and women of MAGA country. You'll find up-to-the-minute daily news and opinion from the best writers of the right side of the political world to inspire, inform, and entertain with no woke censorship allowed. Remember, evil is powerless when the good are fearless, and the Deplorable Patriot lives up to those words every single day with articles from patriots like Thomas L. Knapp, Howard Rourke, John Hawkins, Jazz McKay, and dozens more. Go to thedeplorablepatriot.com and subscribe. If conservative principles and American values are important to you, visit thedeplorablepatriot.com today. That's thedeplorablepatriot.com. God bless America and death to the New World Order.